The Raptors' woes at TD Garden, and really Toronto teams in general, have a lot of woes at TD Garden, as the Raptors lose 112-106 to the Boston Celtics in their home opener. And what we saw today was not very pretty basketball, leading to an abysmal fourth quarter, and you blow the game. It sucks. It really does. But you also gotta give credit to the Celtics. Were they having the referee's hand? Yeah. But I'm not gonna say that's the reason the Raptors lost today. You know, basketball is a make it or miss it league. Period. Whether the referees are on your side or not. I think you can all agree it's a make and miss league. And in the fourth quarter, the Boston Celtics made shots. The Raptors did not. They just didn't. Raptors were minus 12 in that fourth quarter. And they lost by 6. I mean, you guys can do the math. They were up by 6 after 3 quarters of play. Not very pretty. Now, let's get to what happened. First quarter, very even. 22-21, sloppy. Second quarter, 28-28, sloppy. And the Raptors are still only down by 1 at the end of 2 quarters. All right, you go into the third, Pascal Siakam takes over. The guy was incredible in the third quarter. You know, the Raptors do score 33 in the third, giving up only 26, and they take the lead. They're up by 6, feeling great heading into the fourth. But in that fourth quarter, Kemba Walker catches fire, and you saw it in his legs. He really got going. He made some shots. He got the crowd behind him. I mean, he was doing nothing but good things out there. And he got his teammates involved, and they were making shots. The Raptors weren't getting stops, weren't grabbing rebounds, and when they were getting opportunities to shoot, they weren't making their shots. It just happens like that sometimes, people. Now, anybody who's going to freak out about the Raptors right now and say it's a gong show of a year and blah, blah, but whatever, I mean, every time there's a loss, someone freaks out. But I'm going to sit here and tell you guys, I see the capability of the Raptors, but I also see the lack of leadership experience. Other than Lowry and Gasol, you see the lack of leadership. You know, guys like Pascal Siakam and Fred VanVleet, who have taken on a much bigger role this year with Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green off the team now. You know, you've needed to see them take that next step in not only their, physical development, but their mental. And mental development is a lot harder for players to do. You know, for a guy like Pascal Siakam, you saw in the third quarter what he is capable of. You saw in the third quarter the development, the physical development. But he also had 5 turnovers in the game. And I would say quite a few of those turnovers were just defensive pressure from the Celtics, and he didn't know what to do with it and threw it away. You know, and it's tough. Sorry, guys. Again, I've been doing so good the last few days. Not having a cough, not feeling scratchy throat. Everything's been great. And then all of a sudden, you want to do a video? Here it is. So I apologize to you guys for that in advance if I cough a couple times during this video. But again, you saw some good things today. You saw some not so good things today. Now, we can talk about the officials all you want. I'm not even going to mention them. They weren't great in both aspects of the game. But then again, yeah, the Raptors got shafted quite a few times in this game. But I'm not going to blame the referees for this loss for the Raps. You just can't do that in this game because you didn't make wide open shots. You didn't make your looks down the stretch. Yeah, the Raptors' numbers look pretty good. 47% from the field, 50% from 3. They made 18 threes. Everything looks great and peachy. Problem, you didn't make your shots down the stretch. And that's the difference in the ballgame. Another difference in the game, rebounds. I'm going to say the amount of field goals taken. And that right there is going to show you guys the difference in offensive boards. And we'll get to the actual number in a second. But the Raptors took 78 shots. They were 37 for 78 from the field. 47%. That's a really good number. The Celtics made 42 field goals. They shot 109 attempts. 31 more shots taken. You know what that attributes to? turnovers and you not being able to grab the rebounds. Now, we're not going to go through free throw stats and whatnot. The regular rebounding category, that's only minus 10. Not a big difference. But the offensive glass, guys, 21 offensive rebounds given up. 21. There's one that sticks out to me like ever so large. It was, I want to say it was in the third quarter. And I don't know who grabbed the rebound. I want to say it was one of the Williams guys. I don't remember exactly. There are 4 Raptors around him. But not one of them is attempting to grab that rebound. He gets the rebound, kicks it to the corner, Tatum for 3, knocks it down. Those are the type of possessions that deflate you, that kill your momentum. Imagine if they grabbed that rebound, came down the other way, and knocked down a 3. Could have been an 8, 9, 10-point lead at that point, whatever it was at that point in time. But instead, you give up that second chance opportunity, not even boxing the guy out at all, not even attempting to get the rebound nonetheless, and then allowing the corner 3. You just can't let that kind of stuff happen. Now, assists were very even, 22-21 in favor of the Raptors. The turnovers were a huge issue. 23 turnovers for the Toronto Raptors. We've talked, how many, did they have 23 at all last season? I don't think so. Anytime the Raptors were plus 15 turnovers last year, we thought it was an awful game to watch. 23 turnovers. And those 23 turnovers, I don't know the actual number. If you guys can give me the points off a turnover, I know one of the guys in the comments in the last video gave me that number. If you can get that for me again, my man, that would be perfect because this number might be insanely skewed. As there were 23 turnovers. The Raptors, look, second chance points. Because of the offensive rebounds, them being plus 16 in that category, they were plus 19 in second chance points. They had 21 second chance points. If the Raptors rebounded the ball and didn't turn the ball over as much as they did, they probably would have won this basketball game. And everyone's going to be like, well, I don't know. If you gave me last year's numbers about offensive rebounds given up usually, and rebounds, or I guess turnovers usually, you could probably cut those both numbers in half and say, yeah, that's about the number. Man, how many offensive rebounds? 21? Yeah. You can cut those numbers in half, and you'll probably get around the average of last year, maybe even still above last year's average. And you're telling me that wouldn't have been a victory? They only lost by 6. Now, it's only game 2 of the season, so I'm not worrying. I'm not going to sit here and freak out and worry about this Raptor team because you got to realize you don't have Kawhi Leonard. You don't have Danny Green anymore. 2 guys who did an amazing job last year for the team. Obviously, Kawhi Leonard, the face of the franchise for that season, and is arguably the best player in basketball now. In my opinion, he's the best player in basketball, but other people have other opinions, and that's totally fine. And now you've got to try and fix, bring in guys who have never been at this level before and try and form them into something like that. And it's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to take training camp and a few preseason games. This, I'm not saying it's going to be this bad rebounding and turnover-wise, but it might be rough for the first 10, 15 games of the year because everyone's getting, acclimated to this new system. And that's okay. It's a learning curve right now for the Raptors. We keep hearing about Giannis coming to Toronto and whatnot. I'm not even thinking about that. You know why? That's not even this upcoming offseason. It's a year after that. So, we're all like, oh, let's just wait for that. No. We're here in the now. The Raptors have a not terrible team. They just got to make it work. And game 2 of the year, it wasn't pretty. And you lost. But you got to take what they give you and move on from it. That's just the way it goes sometimes. Were the whistles tight? Were they not very good? A lot of times there were a lot of flops called? Yes. Were there a couple Kyle Lowry flops called? Yes. That's why I'm not complaining. Because it happened both ways. And we can talk about, the Raptors had 28 fouls to their 20. Yeah, but if you look at free throws, they were very even. Raptors actually took one more free throw. So if we're going to argue, I don't know that's a very good option. If they were like plus 10 and 15 in the free throw category, yeah, I'd be going crazy. But that wasn't the case, so that wasn't a deciding factor in the game. In the end, it was the Raptors couldn't take care of the basketball, and they couldn't rebound the ball. Period. That's all there is to it. Anybody who has any other statement saying the Raptors lost because of this, I hate to tell you, but I think you're wrong. They shot the ball extremely well. They had 20-plus assists. They did a great job there. Problem, you can't take care of the ball and rebound it. That was the big issue. Now, the next game for the Raptors, they're on a back-to-back, actually. They play against Chicago tomorrow in Chicago. It's an 8 p.m. tip-off there in Chicago as the Raps look to get back into the win column after tonight's loss. I think Chicago played today, too, actually. They're playing right now against Memphis in Memphis. Both teams have to travel. Both teams are on back-to-backs, so there's no excuses at all. And for the Raptors, you got to throw this Boston game behind you, watch tape, film, whatever, learn from it, move on, continue to grow, and just keep on going, all right? But you know what? Let's get to the stats here real quick before we wrap this thing up. Pascal Siakam, we know, he's a freak. He had 33 points, 8 boards, couple dimes, 11 of 22 shooting, 50%, 6-6 from the line, 5 of 7 from 3. He did a great job. He had 5 turnovers, as I said earlier. Rough one there. OG, 9 points, 8 boards on 4 of 5 shooting, 1 of 2 from 3. He had a block in the game. He did really well, was OG. I thought he was fantastic. Marc Gasol, first 2 games of the year, has not shot the ball very well at all. He was 0 of 8 today, had 1.5 boards and 5 assists. He was 0 of 4 from 3. Funny thing is, he was the only plus player out of the starting unit. And Kyle Lowry, he was awesome. Kyle was incredible. 29 points, 4 boards, 7 assists, 11 of 18 shooting, 6 of 10 from 3, 1 of 1 from the line, 1 steal, a block. And Fred VanVleet, he had a tough night. Fred VanVleet, we have not seen him struggle since, I want to say, the Phillies series. Yeah, back last year. But today was a struggle for Fred VanVleet. 8 points, 5 boards, 6 assists on 2 of 11 shooting. 2 of 5 from 3, 2 of 2 from the line, a steal and a block. Now for Freddie, he made some shots. He made some big threes at some point. But again, with the Celtics, they're a young, versatile, lengthy team, as you saw in the game today, blocking a lot of shots, at least being a real pain in the rear on the inside. And it clearly impacted Fred VanVleet. And you know what? That's okay. It's a learning curve for Fred. He's only 25 years old. He's still a young kid. And he's going to continue to grow and get better. Serge Ibaka, this guy's got to get some more time. I'm sorry. I like Nick Nurse and everything, but he's got to get more time. He played 24 minutes, 13 points, 8 rebounds, 5 of 5 shooting, 2 of 4 from the line, 1 of 1 from 3. I think he also had 3 blocks in the game. Now, he's minus 12 on the floor defensively overall. But he was probably out there with a unit that just didn't get it done. And Norman Powell, again, not a bad job. 7 points, 4 boards on 2 of 3 shooting. Again, nobody played really bad. Terrence Davis, I didn't have a great ball game. 3 points, couple boards on 1 of 2 shooting. Made the 1 of 2 from 3. But again, I love Terrence Davis. The way he moves the ball, the way he moves on the floor. We have all grown to love Terrence Davis, and he's going to be a great player, I think, for this team for quite a while. But again, not a great ending to the game, guys. All right, not a great ball game in a sense. But you know what? It's some positives you can take from it, saying Lowry did well, Ibaka stays hot, and Siakam just continues to put us in awe lately. He's been incredible. But you want to continue and see that. Now, back-to-back tomorrow against Chicago, all right? So you know what, guys? That is going to do it for this one. If you guys enjoyed this video and you guys enjoyed the ball game today. It was an entertaining basketball game, even though the Raptors did lose. Smack that like button if you guys enjoyed this one. Hit the subscribe button if you guys have not already. Comment down below your thoughts on the game, your thoughts on the Raptors play, your thoughts on the fourth quarter. What were your thoughts about this Raptor game today? Let me know in the comments below. All right, Twitter is down below for myself. Follow up, send me a DM, do all that great stuff, guys. And I will talk to you guys, the Leafs edition, very shortly as they won 4-1 against the San Jose Sharks. We'll talk about that in a very short time. And as for our Raptors, like we said, we'll talk to you guys tomorrow night as Raptors are on their second night of a back-to-back in Chicago, 8 p.m. tip-off, Raps, Bulls. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Talk to you guys then.